The Po' Boy Pundits podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Pulpery Media presents Po' Boy Pundits with your hosts, Brock and Ben. This is where we discuss the political headlines that grab our attention and all those little jerks that infuriate
So we're going to talk some more about some war.
So we started with Hamas
October 7th.
terrorist attack
Like
against Israel over a year ago.
21 days, a year and 21 days ago.
Yeah. And so now we have old BB has
Good
expanded
old Uncle Beebs.
so they've taken over all of Gaza.
Yep.
Now they went after Hezbollah.
Correct.
And
86 them.
Now they're going after Iran.
Correct.
So it's an interesting way, and all of it guised in Israel has the right to defend itself, which it does.
Yes.
And
they've said just as much, and they've also said, go ahead.
What I'm going to say is that on their defense is like, yes, Iran supplied Hezbollah, who has attacked Israel, and of course Iran has sent over drones.
Yep.
But at the same time, like, well, now, like, this is just never ending.
No, he's trying to take all the land around him.
Yeah. Or, like, yeah, just like moving north.
Yeah, like he just continued his property, and then, he's working his way up. He just had to take back his property from the squatters.
Yeah.
Because that's basically how he treated them.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, I get it. October 7th happened. I still can't believe we've escalated in 1 year.
Yeah.
From like, okay, it was a terrible, terrible, terrible terrorist attack. We're going to launch some bombs and take you out, and then everybody will move on with their lives.
Yeah.
Now we're this close to Iran and Israel.
Yeah, and an all-out.
War.
Yeah, fighting. And all the fighting will take place in Lebanon.
And it won't just be ballistic missiles. They will have ground games.
Yeah. Which is it's like, and that's the dumbass part of Iran.
Right.
Is that they don't, as far as I recall, Israel's army or military is much larger. That's why Iran uses drones.
It's
right.
legit, right?
Yeah,
Iran does the anti-ballistic defense system, and then we lob drones and rockets, missiles at you.
So which hopefully at some point
somebody who is going to step in and be like, no.
What I would say is that if Israel is able to get to the door of Iran, that's when they're like, okay. But then, at that point, if enough fucked up shit happens in Iran, maybe Israel gets the support of other nations to go, okay, let's just clean them out. Like, you're a Cold War, you're our proxy, go in. Not take over Iran, but get rid of the Ayatollah and like let's install not
genocide.
No, but
go create that meme with the stick. Genocide.
Yeah.
Well, but no, because then Russia's got to get involved, which means North Korea's got to get involved because they've already sent 30,000 troops to Russia.
Yeah. But
and it has now been declared like their open season, just like fucking Russians.
And that's as far as I've heard. Like, that's for the war in Ukraine. So now Russia is using North Koreans. So, like, oh, come on, Ukraine.
Like, I want to know like North Korea is this big, right? Like, we don't know much about their military, whatever. And Russia's this big, and yet Putin was able to go, hey, buddy, how about you spare, I don't know, like an eighth of your military and send them over to us?
Yeah.
What the fuck? And you know why? Because he went, anything happens to you, we will retaliate.
Yeah. And, I mean, it also, if they're able to be victorious, then...
So
then the
are these two going to meet at some point?
What?
The Middle East war and then the Russia and Ukraine, like, is this going to lead to something bigger? It could.
Well, I mean, as far as I know, there's no official agreement between Russia and Iran.
Okay.
So I
Not like North Korea and Russia.
Yeah.
Because apparently, and it's been announced that they have a.
Now it would be in Putin's interest for Iran to get involved in an all-out war with Israel because that would draw NATO into protecting Israel, and then therefore prevent but that's where like that's why
divide and conquer, right?
Zelensky is like desperately trying to get Ukraine into NATO, so then NATO is pulled in, so then he's got all those allies.
How does that voting work? All the nations in NATO have to vote, and they have to get some kind of super majority or whatever?
I'm not going to say whether it's a majority.
I mean, because they got
or super majority,
but work out trade and all that shit.
But they have to finish like the application process, right? So
that is crazy.
Which I mean, he started when
prior, knowing that this could happen,
but of course,
could happen.
Like before, NATO was wary of getting in because it was just Russia and Ukraine, so they didn't want to. They didn't want to spin Russia off into forming some sort of Asian alliance, but he's already done that. So now you kind of want to say, like, well, now, like, we might as well just take them in, and then, maybe, put that on the neighboring nations. I mean, Poland's already been helping out a fuck ton.
Who else is right there? The stands are all below them, right?
Or to the west or east. But you have, like, well, I mean, it's problem is you got like Georgia and and Belarus, but then above them are the Baltic states like Estonia, Latvia.
Right.
Yeah. And so they most likely would get pulled in on that, and then
all of them would. I mean, that's all.
Well, and that's why they've kind of
he hasn't tried to take back all the stands yet.
Well, they pretty much back him anyway. Like Kazakhstan, there's a loon in charge of that one who will, I mean, normally back Putin and whatever he wants.
Well,
but,
of course. You think Kazakhstan has anything to offer the world? No offense to my Kazakhstanis friends.
Mining. I mean, they have, I think they...
Well, I guess that makes sense.
They're pulling some of that, what are nickel...
Blood diamond? I'm kidding.
Or, like, I think they got a lot of uranium there, too, so...
there's a lot of lithium where we sent the hurricane to.
Yeah.
I still can't believe people believe that. All right, so back to this war. So I wonder how much our election has to do with timing of everything else.
Like 100%.
Right?
Yeah, like Putin's waiting. Just he's not waiting, but he's holding off on some big moves to see if Trump wins. So
especially, and I asked because he did it, right before our election. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but you got to start connecting dots somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all, but just.
Well, I mean, Trump and Vance have already said is that if he wins, I mean the U.S. is going to take a limited role in NATO in terms of finance and supply.
Well, that's his thing, whatever.
Yeah, and so you do that, it's going to weaken NATO a bit, but then that also means like, now that Germany's got an army, Germany will fucking step. France always ends up stepping up. And then you have these other nations.
Of conflict. Who won't be stepping up? The Italians.
No, probably not. No. But then again, I mean, you have all these other countries that are now. I mean, you also have like Finland. Remember, Finland just joined.
Yep. Wasn't there another one?
Yeah, and I'm blanking on it right now. But
was it Georgia? One of those,
no,
maybe.
It might have been Lithuania or something like that.
That sounds right. Although at this point, you could have named any of those Eastern European countries, and I would have been like, "Yeah, that sounds right." Yeah.
But yeah, But who knows? I mean, it's
terrifying.
But that's where I don't think NATO is going to get involved because of the risk. I think that's what Putin wants, and wants NATO. If NATO dips its toe in, like then seriously,
Putin has the
then he's got every right to invade the Baltic states again, try and get Estonia.
Right, all the non-NATO states.
No, I mean the ones that are NATO, but the ones that were part of the former
What I was just
Soviet
asking
Empire. Yeah.
Soviet Empire. That's amazing.
I mean,
He's already said any other assistance, land, missiles from the West, like that's a threat.
Yeah.
And Trump goes, "See, man, Putin, we don't want to upset him. So we're not going to send anybody over or money."
And that's where, like, I kind of miss, we were never really good at it, except for, like, people that we shouldn't have killed. Yeah, well, we were really good at killing democratically elected leaders.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So maybe the French intelligence service can do us a solid and go old school and, like, I don't know. I mean, there's got to be some way to get to Putin. I mean,
yeah, you would think
we haven't had, a good old fashioned like true head of state just disappearing, or
in a while.
A good old big old assassination. I mean, but
hey man, there's still time. Pandemic, wars.
Yeah.
Financial crises.
We're not. It's like but that's not our bag anymore anyway. So
none of that stuff. That's old hat.
Yeah. Because we failed at it miserably. We are much better in the information gathering.
And we're still light years behind China.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that we know of, right?
We've gotten better, but, like, we do work better with other allied countries.
Right.
Some of those countries are more better with,
you said
assets in the ground.
Better at yes. Yeah. Like some fucking, Brad Pitt. Assets on the ground for Robert Redford.
Right, exactly, yeah. Which is, I can't imagine it would be that difficult to turn somebody within Putin's circle going like this guy's just going to bankrupt your country.
Look how easy Putin did it to Trump. And who knows how many people he has.
Yeah.
I mean, that we know of.
Yeah.
We've got to have someone over there to take a shot at him.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's us or one of our allied...
we're not advocating for violence at all.
No, we're talking about poisoning.
Right. Like we could, man.
Spark, whatever happened to sparking an old, a revolution.
Man,
we used to be able to do that.
We don't anymore.
Yeah.
We would throw tea in the water.
Or I meant, just, back, throw a bunch of money secretly behind a candidate and rig fucking elections,
We've done that before.
Yeah. But always for the bad people.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Because they will give us oil. But in Russia, it doesn't.
And money.
Yeah.
Lots of money.
But, things aren't the way that they used to be anymore.
We should just bring back Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. I mean, this is where, like, George H.W. Bush would be nice.
That would be...
because he had a lot of foreign policy, or, foreign ambassador experience, but,
Reagan had zero.
No, he just... I gave a speech about a wall. Yeah. Which actually didn't bring down the wall. That's not what...
No.
The German people brought down the wall.
Right.
But, and then it was Gorbachev, but...
It was,
but that was also caused by Chernobyl and other things too.
Other things.
But Ronald Reagan's not on that list, though.
Other things, and just think, Trump's worse than Reagan.
Yeah.
Which is pretty bad. Let's see. That's all I got for.
I hate living in the upside down.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. I really don't. I don't. And we've got a week. No, we've just got a week until election night. Then we're going to have Trump declare himself a winner.
Yeah.
And then there'll be war in the Middle East.
Well, we're going to get to that next. The following segment has been brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. The Po' Boy Podcast is a production of Pulpery Media, produced and edited by Ben Grimion. Marketing by Brock Ryder. Graphic design by Beck Ryder and Ben Grimion. Music by the Heisenberg Compensators.